makes a nice sound.
It does make a nice sound.
I love that. It's a little clack.
Yeah.
That's good. Kids' toys are really handy, aren't they?
Kids' toys are great, yeah. And kids' clothes generally seem to be more fun than adult clothes, really. Which is why I'm dressed like this today, I guess.
Yes. Why is it when we... Caf, Pats.
Hello.
Week 21.
Our town has plenty.
Our town has plenty. Why is it when you see a child in the most wonderful oshkosh bigosh kind of, and you think, why don't they make those for grown-ups?
I know.
Like them.
Yeah.
They make grown-up ones that are kind of dull.
Yeah.
But they're more grown-up. I don't want grown-up.
No, you want the bright colours. Yeah.
I want some kids' clothes.
Yeah.
I quite like kids' clothes. I'm not sitting comfortably, she says.
Oh, please do.
I will move my considerable bottom.
Squeaky chair.
Squeaky chair. I've got the squeaky chair. It's alright, I won't move. I'll just do that.
Week 21.
I know.
Can you believe it?
Pearl and Dean. We could be in a choir, couldn't we?
We could. Well, you are.
What is that? Valid. That's
Valid.
What we do. Do you remember them?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They were so good. Church of Duster. But they came in under a different guise, but they were amazing. Everything they went ding, valid points.
Yeah, was it what do you love about the town they were asking?
Yeah, what do you love about the town? What do you want to see different?
And
that was last year.
Every idea was valid.
Valid. And we had to put them on a whiteboard.
Levels.
We had to put them. Don't bash it, dear.
Sorry.
What is it? Love it. My mother-in-law says, "Love it, darling. Don't punish it."
You're quite right.
They were great. That was a random thing that we just threw in there. We're quite known for that, aren't we?
We do
we like a bit of random
things. Yeah.
You'll notice there's a random teapot at the table today because this teapot, Robert Dyer's, marvellous. £20, I think.
Not bad.
But it keeps your tea hot for hours.
Because you've been having a bit of a tea panic, haven't you, over the last... Well, it's quite a long time to have a tea panic, really, 21 weeks. Because what if you run out of tea?
I know.
You're doing the podcast, you're talking, and then...
I'm eking out the tea in the bottom of the cup.
Yeah.
And I can't be doing that.
No, you need plenty tea.
You do? We talk a lot. We're chatting.
You do.
We're chatting.
Yeah, exactly. Having a nap. We're going to talk about what we did, or looking back. Looking back.
Over my shoulder. Oh, this is terrible. This is so bad.
There's going to be a lot of that.
Singing cars.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
We could.
We could do
Live performance.
car park karaoke.
We should do that. I'd
Yeah.
love to. I'm kind of craving karaoke.
They call it carpool karaoke. We would have it as car park karaoke.
Yeah.
Because if we drove and sang, we'd crash or be lost. So it's
too distracting.
and also
Stay
you'd
still.
get these. What is that? Blankety blank doing. You'd have one of those moments. Sorry, we'll have to go back and do that again. So we could call it car park karaoke.
I like that.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yes, I do. My
Let's
friends
do
have got
it.
an idea to do a gin, so like kind of roll up and
With
make a little...
gin?
Yeah, so open the back of a van and there's a gin
What could
cocktail
go
bar
wrong?
inside. Nothing at all.
Nothing
in the car
at
park.
all. With gin. No,
They're
in the
known
car
for
park.
safe spaces. aren't
Yes.
they, in car
It
park?
would be an overnight car park, so you could just leave the car quite safe.
Yeah.
Maybe rock and roll.
Maybe rock and roll. We could do
that.
Okay. Watch this space.
Watch
Listeners,
this
readers,
space.
viewers.
I know.
So yes,
So,
I
over
will tell
weekend.
you briefly what I did. So, Friday last week. It's been hot, hasn't it, for an awfully long time. I missed the big storm that everyone's been raving about here because I went to somewhere warmer, which was London.
London.
And
it was hot, mate.
it was so hot, and I missed. We were like by the time we went to the Tate Modern and saw the AIDS Memorial quilt, which was incredible and made me cry almost immediately on walking in. And yeah, I wrote a poem all the way home about it, like, you know, the train journey back, and it's still not right. And it's interesting because, yeah, it's just, usually I write something and it just comes out and that's it. But it was
pretty good like that. It's
Thanks.
like a stream
Yeah.
of consciousness with the end of your fingers.
Yeah, it just goes blah, blah, blah. But this one, I keep looking back and then trying to do it again, song. Anyway, but it was an incredible, I'm glad I went to see it, and it's kind of going to inform what we do with the queer quilting as well, and some others who have been along to it. Loads of folk in town have been to see it, and it's just, really powerful, the crafting and the stories, and also the history around it. And so yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to the people who were invigilating, or whatever you call it, in a gallery. It's just like, practically wanted to give them a hug and say, you know, this is incredible what you're doing, and, you know, bringing it to the Tate is just right. So did that, got back, then went for a sea swim. which was gorgeous. So yeah, there's been a lot of swimming going on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need the magnesium.
Exactly. Yeah, magnesium helps you sleep
important.
when it's hot.
Yeah, it's
How
good.
about you?
It's good to swim in the sea when there's no poo.
It's really good to do that. Yes.
I will tell you more about that in the Jim Jones, which is coming up
Okay.
when he finishes his Book of Gratitude album. Yeah. What did we do? I might need you in for this, Mr. S.
Yeah.
Can you? Would you come forward?
Yeah.
Coming up.
I'll come forward.
What is it? What's that thing?
Pull up a pew.
Pull up. Yes, but it's
Take a
the
seat.
price is right.
Come on down.
Come on down. That's
Come
it.
on
That's what it
down.
is. Come on down because they'd have to
Wow.
come down a thing, wouldn't they?
Yeah, part of the audience.
Wow.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello.
So, hello. All right, love.
Mhm.
This is Mr. S. 'Cause
Hey, Mr.
yeah.
S. Yes.
So what did we do over the weekend? So I will start this and then he can...
I've got a Rolodex going in my head
He
about
has.
everything that we've
I
done.
know, exactly.
It's all comedy based.
So we sat down with this, right?
Yes.
Chris Young and Jake of
Yeah, well
the
done.
Comedy Festival
So
that we
good.
featured because he came in, didn't he, as a guest,
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah,
guest. So it was like, right, what we're going to see. So I said, oh, I'd like to see them. So bless Rack. I don't do well with a long stretch of late nights. Most of the people we saw were 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night, yes,
Wowzers. Yeah.
yes, 10 o'clock at night. So
I didn't do that intentionally.
you
I
did.
went through the book and I just picked out ones that I thought they look cool and
Great.
let's go and book. So I just booked
A whole
comedy
week.
for
The whole week.
every night.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went every night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
No,
Yeah.
we really supported it. Bought tickets for everything.
Because you've got a little bit of the back. Did you fill this in? Have you got your own?
No,
Yeah,
I just went through
annotated.
and starred.
He put little
I
stars
did.
next to them.
I did
He
annotated
did.
my own one.
Your
He
own.
did.
Yeah.
He did do it.
Aw.
But it was extraordinary, wasn't it?
Mm.
So we started off with
So we went to see
to St
to
Douglas.
St Douglas. Yeah,
To
'cause I've
St Douglas.
seen him before,
That's very
and what I liked about him is he's got this kind of nerdy persona, and I just thought it was quite endearing.
Yeah.
But I was speaking to John Bonus afterwards, and he was stopping with John Bonus, and he came and shook my hand. I was like, "Oh my God, you're tall and you're big." He doesn't sort of like fit that kind of nerdy thing, but yeah, he was just.
He was
He
wonderful.
was,
He had
he was a cool guy.
He had a big old baggy cardigan, but what I loved about him, apart from the big baggy cardigan, which I'm really attracted to, is his. So he started off with what, like anyone would use really, a remote control car with a stuffed pigeon gaffer tape to it, and he started wheeling it around the floor, and then he threw a loaf of bread onto the stage, and he said, "So who's going to feed the bird?" And everyone's sitting there being really polite, remembering it's the first night of the comedy. So people are a little bit sort of little creaky.
Yeah,
they haven't
yeah.
warmed up yet. They're
Yeah.
not juicy yet.
Mhm.
And I'm looking around. I'm going, oh, someone's got to feed it.
Go
So
on.
I said, I'll do it. So
I knew
anyway,
you would.
I opened the bag, and he said, what you've got to do is you've got to hit the bird on the head. Well, he's got the remote control, and it's whizzing about.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, don't,
You're
no,
chasing
no,
the bird.
I'm chasing this bird
With a loaf of bread.
with a loaf of bread, trying to hit it with
And
individual.
everyone's
And then-
cheering you on.
and then-
He said, like, "It's not going to start until he hits the
Until
bird."
she
until
hits
gets the bird."
him on the head with the bread. And I went, but I've hit. No, the back doesn't work. No, the tail doesn't work. No, we're not doing the sides. It's the head.
Excellent.
And I thought I'd actually pick the loaf up and throw it in one piece, and I didn't. But anyway, and then he was so funny. He talked about the things that really made us laugh. His 87-year-old flatmate,
Oh wow.
his grandma, his
Right.
grandma,
Yeah.
and he learned everything because his mum was working, so his grandma
I'd be
bought
like,
him.
yeah. Because honestly, I just buy everyone's stories. I'll be, oh yeah, go on.
Oh yeah.
And then.
But it was beautiful listening
Yeah.
to his grandma's story, and he's married to his partner he says she's really intelligent and she earns money and she indulges me while I do this, and he calls her every form of manager, line manager, project
he did
manager.
he did this riff about who's got the who wears the pants in the relationship basically, and he goes, it's definitely not him.
No.
So he calls his partner supervisor, line manager.
It's very funny, wasn't it? It was so funny.
Good.
And
Where
then
was that at?
That was at the St Leonards.
St Leonards.
St Leonards.
Yeah, it was
Good.
great. St Leonards, you
Nice.
pulled it. You really pulled it. I went to choir on Tuesday, so you went to see.
So I went to see the RH Experience.
Yeah.
That was at the Piper, which was okay. It was improv, and it didn't click with me. But lots of people were enjoying it.
Yeah,
but
that's the main thing, isn't it?
that's the main thing.
Because it's subjective, isn't it? Comedy.
Yeah.
It's like theatre or art.
Yeah.
It's not going to hit every button.
And then I shot round to the St Leonard again, and because there was a replacement, and I got told that it was President Obonjo was playing there. So I wanted to see him, but his show on Saturday clashed with something else.
Yeah.
So I just thought, okay, here's my chance. I'll go and see him. And there was only 17 of us in there because he counted.
Did you?
Yeah.
He didn't get you all to count like numbers out.
No. But it was a work in progress. But yeah, he was fantastic. I was blown away by his.
We'll put the picture up actually.
Yeah, I was blown away by his stand-up show. It was really good, and he tried a few things because it's a work in progress. But we'll circle back to
that because we ended up seeing him again later in the week.
Did.
So Wednesday we pitched up at the Piper again to see Taz Long. Now last week or the week before I mentioned Tonka, and Taz Long works at Tonka. And she was the wonderful hostess with the mostess. She was a great, really good warm meter and greeter. And she filled that place. It was heaving. And she was really surprised at the turnout. She went, "Oh, blimey, I've got loads of people." I said, "You deserve it." It was really good. But poor love, they had a tech fail. So she had a laptop and everything, and nothing was working. So
it's connected to a projector, which she just
didn't work. So, but she carried on. She did it, and she was brilliant.
And I thought I could fix it with by turning it off and turning it back on again.
That is usually the technique.
IT crowd.
That is usually the technique.
He thinks he's Moss.
Yeah.
Did you try? No. Did you get up and try?
Yeah. I said to them, I won't go into the technical reasons as to why, because I don't want to bore you. But I just said give it a try. But
Nice one.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then Sam Willett came on. Sam Willett actually came on. He's a local comedian. Now I've never met Sam, and he came straight in, and the first thing he did was start rubbishing the town. And I sat there and I went, "Oi!" And I didn't realise quite how loud my oi was, and he looked straight at me.
Which is a bit of an odd technique, I thought, because you don't come on and just rubbish people. It's like
rubbish the town.
Win the crowd first, and then
And
how big was it? Like, oi!
It was a strange sort of grunt actually, and I was like, "Oi!" and Rack looked at me and he went, "Oh, she's folded her arms." So he did play a lot to me, and it was like, "I'm going to say this whether you like it or not," and then he talked about St Leonards, but because. We spend so much time bigging the town up, and his comedy is so. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Sam Willett, I'm going to go and see.
Is it quite self-deprecating kind of thing?
Yeah, he referred to St Leonards as like the
little sister, wasn't it?
The little cousin,
sister.
the kind of weird cousin of Brighton. I was no, it's not.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
but it was very good. It was very good. It was very good comedy material.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go and see him and check him out on TikTok because he's got some fantastic comedy pertaining to local boys on motorbikes.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to go and look it up
because there's a very good skit. Which
had us in hysterics.
Which is really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So where are we? What day now?
That was
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
What
I can't remember what we did Thursday. Thursday we ducked out.
You know what? Thursday, that was the biggest mistake. We had both got to the end of our physical road. We had no more to give, and said, "You know what?" And Rex gave me a name, and I went, "Oh, I don't know who that person is," and then realised that actually straight after that person was the person I really wanted to go and see, and that was Matt Fulham.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to see Matt Fulham. I'm doing this. He's
a
a ventriloquist.
Oh, yeah.
I was gutted.
Actually, seeing the
God,
pictures afterwards, it did look like it was fun.
It would have been fun.
thing.
It would have been fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm so sorry, but Matt Fulham, I will see you next year, or any time you're coming over.
It's hard to do it all. It really
no,
is.
it is hard.
And then the thing, but we all have that in this town, don't we?
Yeah,
so much.
Exactly. But comedy-wise, it was very good value. Friday, we saw.
What are they called again? I can never remember.
Not that,
name.
but that.
Not that, but
so
that.
they are known. There's something. There's something ensemble. What they called?
So they're called. They build as the Embers Collective.
Embers
and
Collective.
And the Stumble Trip Theatre.
But they've changed their name now to Not That, but That.
Yeah.
They were hysterically funny.
Yeah,
so
they were very good.
You've got
really good.
You've got 4 people on the stage. You've got 1 musician and 3 people. One of the funniest things I've ever seen, and they were incredibly clever.
It was so tight as well. Like the way they moved around the stage, because it was physical theatre. They had this story, satire. They had this story, this huge narrative, going throughout the whole thing. So it's bricks and board.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way they
loads of material.
The way they acted it as well. It was
How many were they?
3. So 3 of them,
Three,
and just
and the
interacting with
musicians.
each other. But they were playing all sorts of different characters, and. It's just the way they
had posh people.
It's just the way their choreography
rough
was
people,
timed.
2 women on their own. It was very funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. It was. I can't stop saying a lot about them.
So
but
good.
yeah, you need to check them out.
They were so
definitely
good.
check them out.
And then we went to see Josh.
And then we went over to the Albion to see Josh Bulff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
bless his heart,
I know.
he had a lot of material for his own age, which was a 30-something.
Okay.
And when he looked across and he said, "There's an awful lot of grey hair in here."
There was something that just didn't connect.
All of a sudden,
oh my God,
and there was a group of women at the back, and he called them my Ryanair girls. They were in there. They were well pickled, and they were laughing at anything.
Yeah.
And then they got up and left.
Oh, wow.
And
which was bizarre.
Which was really weird. They got up and left, and he was like, "Oh, have they gone?"
Yeah, all of a sudden his anchor,
Oh, no.
his anchor had gone, because he was kind of primarily playing to them, and like you just thought
he's funny, but his material wasn't landing.
Just didn't come across. No.
What he planned, so you could feel him picking bits out from other bits of his work, trying to make it work. But he's clearly a very, very funny man. He's got great comic timing. He's got great observational humour.
I think what didn't help was it was the night of the storm.
Oh, the
so,
night of the
so it
storm,
was
was it?
really hot and it was really sticky.
Yeah.
And it was like,
The Albion was rammed.
I think everyone in there was just thinking, I just want to get through this.
Yeah.
Including him.
It's so difficult.
People picking up things, anything, and making a fan out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, "It's the hottest thing I've ever done. I'm melting in my clothes. Take your jacket off." There's no way he was going to take his jacket off.
Yeah.
It was funny. So that was that, and then Saturday. One of our favourite people ever is Tony Law. Now, the good thing about Chris and Jake is they bring Tony Law a lot. He supports it. He comes from London, Canadian, lived here for 30 years, with his cat called Ponyo, and his kids and his wife, and he is off the charts funny.
Yeah, he's one of these comedians that he's so surreal, very surreal.
Yeah.
He will just bounce around in his head, and you're witnessing someone just constantly riff.
Great.
Yeah.
And I love that. And
He
I
wears a
absolutely
gauntlet.
love that. The thing is, you try and say anything about his act, and it just doesn't come across.
No.
You have to go and see him.
But
and I think we've been seeing him constantly for about 8-9 years.
Yeah, easily. Every time he comes, we always get a ticket.
Have you met him?
Yes, we have met.
Yeah,
we did meet, and he's so self-effacing. He's so like, "Oh, thank you so much." So he's really ordinary, but when he gets on stage, he's huge.
Yeah.
He's not really huge in real life, but he makes himself this great big guy. So we've seen him in short shorts.
8% Neanderthal.
He is. We've seen him in
That
short
means
shorts.
nothing to you, by the way.
Short shorts and Wellingtons. We've seen him in
What's a gauntlet?
a gauntlet. So
for like nights?
no. So a falconry gauntlet, right?
Yeah,
And he said, "When I ordered this on Amazon, there was a falcon attached. So he's got this, and he walks around with this, and it's boiling
See,
hot.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
his riff on
It's
that
mad.
is like, there's a lot more to falconry than just buying the glove.
Yeah. But it's the irony of, well, why didn't I get what I thought I'd get in the packet? Anyway, and he always wears wild hats, and Chris did not helped him with his costume,
with his rider,
and he had a Norman helmet.
Excellent.
So he wore that with the chainmails. It was hilarious.
which was so
proper
funny
silly,
because
which
like
is good.
yeah,
You'd love it.
Yeah.
What was really
You'd love
funny is like his joke about the Norman helmet was nothing but the fact that Chris had got it for him.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it, and he didn't really do
But
much
he
with
made
it.
the thing is, he's so creative. He
Yeah.
makes material on the spot. Everything's done on the spot. It was a beautiful piece of work. It was just
and he did it on, like,
everybody was crying, laughing. He got
some of the biggest laugh by riffing off someone who had just heckled as well, and you just
really?
think,
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
Yeah. Nice.
And then Tony Law was amazing, and then we managed to run over to the Jenny, and because President of Bon Jovi was playing, I really wanted Patsy to see him. So we got in, stood at the back, upstairs at the Jenny, and it was just you go because you say it.
So he's wonderful. He's the president of
Laughter Republic.
Laughter Republic. So he comes in and he shouts at everybody. The man does not need a microphone. He's got the most fantastic projection.
Yeah.
So he's right next to me because I'm standing at the back, and he walks in. And he just starts this shouting at people, and of course my first reaction, everybody, it just breaks the ice straight away.
Because the premise of his show is that he's here.
He's the president,
and he's a president, and he's representing his country. Come to a
European
what does he
country?
call it? No. It's a presidential banquet.
Oh, yeah.
So it's supposed to
okay.
be full of dignitaries and MPs.
Yeah.
But he's just met with these muggles.
Yeah. So we're all sitting there. Who are you? Who are you?
So
he's got this wonderful. He's a full-on Nigerian accent, and he's got the whole African persona, and it was just hysterical.
Yeah.
He collected a couple of wives while he was there, which was really funny, and a stepson. It was brilliant in the front. Yeah. So you will be wife number 8, and we were just it was just hysterically. I don't know. You have to watch him. You can follow him on Instagram. He's got Instagram. He's got Facebook. He's all out there, and he was saying, I don't know whether this would be worthy of Edinburgh Fringe, and we're all going, definitely.
Right.
Totally.
The crowd was right behind him.
Yeah.
Really.
They
it
were,
was just amazing.
but we are good. We're good for
Yeah.
comedy here, aren't we? Because we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So it was a fantastic night. We went back and did the late show.
Yeah.
How was
but
that?
It was good.
Was it locking?
It was late.
late?
It felt like a lock-in.
Yeah.
And then there was this moment. The car's in the car park. No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I
Not
checked the
in.
car park and it was like 11:30 and it was like, is it closed? And it said closed. And I thought, oh no.
So we ran
On it.
and
So you had to
we
run.
went home.
Yeah.
We had to go home. We
Yeah.
had to. The cats were out and it
Raise
was,
the parking
we had to.
attendants.
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
We had to
We
run.
thought the barrier had come down, but it wasn't. So it was.
But we just realised we were all
We were
laughed
just
out.
kind of comedied out by the end
Yeah.
of the week, and it was we just need a rest.
Yeah.
But saying that, on Sunday he went and saw
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Star Wars
So
guy.
anyway, so I went to an afternoon show by Mike Capozzola. Yeah, he was really good because again that was
Nerd.
he was a proper nerd fest.
Was he
And
dressed as
this,
Darth
no,
Vader?
he wasn't. So his show is all about him being 7 years old and blown away by Star Wars. So that everything else paled in comparison.
Right. Yeah.
But he's now in his 50s and he still just loves Star Wars and he's still you can see that sort of kid just coming out of him.
Yeah.
And he's an Italian American, and he's just got that persona where it's just everything about him is just a riff. But he still does sort of like drawings and childish cartoons and things like that, and riffing off this and riffing off that. And he was very funny. But again, it was like being in the presence, in the mind of someone who's definitely autistic, because he just lives in that sort of frame of mind.
And we say that in a very endearing way, because we're all neurodiverse, but you can recognise your own, can't you?
Because I sat there and I was just constantly giggling at everything, because he has got this slideshow going on, and they're just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, imagine just dumping every silly thought that you have.
Yeah.
And that's just becomes comedy.
Yeah. That's really clever.
Yeah. And I just thought, it was just fantastic.
Was the rest of the crowd like, you were all in it together?
Oh, Beverly and Harling was there.
Yeah, Beverly
Frank and Charlie.
All of them. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So, but even he said that I'm going to attract a particular type of audience, then, you know, because of how it's
build and everything.
How it's built. He's gonna attract effectually the nerds.
Yeah.
So and I thought that
Geek's
that's
cool
great.
these days.
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely.
Geek chic.
Yeah, geek chic.
Yeah.
Claim it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. It was good fun. It was
So,
really fun.
Chris, Jake, everybody involved, all the volunteers, Richard, for your laughter. What I loved being in the audience with Richard, because he has got the best laugh ever. Joe and her husband, I can't remember his name, but we met them. They're the royalty, the comedy royalty, because they've been with them from the beginning. All the supporters, everything. It was just the best comedy festival. Thank you so much for all your hard work. We're going to come and see you and Russell Hicks, Chris, when you do your bit.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Next
Because
week,
there's it's next week. Yeah.
Exactly.
Where's that?
Good question. Forgot the flyer.
Yeah.
We'll put a thing up.
Yeah.
We'll put a thing up. Thank you, darling.
There.
Thank you. Wicked.
Yeah,
Cheers.
there. Yeah. So we're about to be met by Glenn Vaness. He's going to walk in the door because he's going to bring us tickets for Glensstonbury. So he's going to be here very, very shortly. So when the doorbell goes, that'll be Glenn with the gold tickets for the Glensstonbury, which is Glensstonbury, like Glastonbury.
Yeah.
But it's Glenn's birthday party.
It's Glenn's garden.
Yeah.
It's Glenn's garden.
It's Hastings.
So he's bringing tickets that you can buy from us instead of just having to go to Glenn. So yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Brett.
No,
Thanks for
that's
being
all
in
right.
the
It's good fun.
Darling.
Sitting down with us.
Marvellous.
Really, it sounded epic. And
Are you taking the chair? Okay.
Do I need to take the chair?
No, darling.
Oh, no.
Leave it
Sorry.
there. Leave it there.
You did explain why. And I
No. There we go.
Sorry,
All good. All good. Okay.
Sounds,
Is it warm or is
it's so warm.
It's very
It's
warm.
so warm, isn't it?
It's
Today.
very warm. It's very warm. You'll have to
And
forgive.
rain.
I should have bought a fan. I'll just do that.
I do have one, but it's going to buzz and
No,
when
no,
it goes
no.
through,
That's
so-
the problem.
No, exactly. No, I have my big Chinese fans that I just want. I need a punka wallah. Oh, that's very good. You should be here with a big thing.
Oh, you're gonna blow on us.
A big thing.
Oh
Wait.
my goodness. Oh no, I'd love someone to fan me like that one day.
One day.
Just to be there. Just,
One day.
Oh yes,
I know,
okay.
here
Thank
he
you right
comes.
now.
It's
We're
like-
getting wafted at
it's-
for anyone
it's
who's
already-
not watching the video.
Yeah, it's already probably about
We're
28
getting
degrees,
wafted.
so it's
Oh my
like,
goodness.
it's
It's a bit of an
warm.
Indian stereotype.
Bless your heart.
I know.
Bless your heart. So,
So
what
we're
else?
now super fans of
Super fans.
of the comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
If you didn't see it, do check out our interview with Chris Young.
Oh, yeah,
and
Chris Young.
we will, definitely be circling back to him at some point.
Yeah,
and
he's
to
very
Jake as
funny.
well.
He's very funny in his
Yeah.
own right. He just.
Yeah. Ooh, bling.
There's the
There we
door.
go. Oh,
You're gonna get it.
Right, thank you.
Yay!
Okay, wicked.
See if he wants to come up because he can talk about it, can't
Yeah.
he? So.
Yeah. Wow.
This is good.
I don't know why I've got these here.
What we need?
Floor 12.
We need ukuleles at this point. We
We
just pick up
do.
ukuleles and just strum them along. And there's me going, I
I don't know
can't
if
find
he's
the
coming in or
G.
not. I don't know if he's coming in or not.
Is he coming in?
Here's
We got
Vaness
Mr.
coming
Vaness
in.
with you.
Yes.
Hey! Here he comes.
Hello, you folks.
Oh,
Am I taking a seat?
Take a seat. Take a seat. Take a
Look,
seat.
I'm not dressed up or anything again.
No, you come from the
Oh no! It's so embarrassing. I'd have put my suit on.
Oh, stop that. You don't wear a suit.
You're all good.
Glenn, Vaness, straight from the garden. Because
Straight from the garden.
you get up at
5:30, 6 o'clock
5:30
every day
to work in the
garden.
in the garden.
So it is.
So you can have a nap later.
I have a nap at about 2. I don't eat till later.
Nice.
I starve myself till 2. Then I have a little bit to eat. Then I sleep for an hour, and then I work till dark.
These hands have been working hard, haven't they?
They've been up this morning, but people don't realise when I do this festival, it's like Glastonbury. All year you're working for that festival.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the same.
Getting ready.
It's all looking to the concerts.
Yeah.
There'll be more than one.
Of course.
We're doing one in September as well.
Yeah.
But my whole life is just about getting the garden ready for concerts.
Brilliant.
Which is why when I collect this money, and I'm trying to get some money this year,
Please.
and everyone says to me, you know, I did the last one for Get Hastings.
You did.
Yeah.
But this one, just so they know, I'm going to, because I lose money, or don't make money anyway,
No.
because I have to pay a lot of musicians. I mean,
Yeah.
I've probably got 30, so it's probably 1,500 quid, 2,000
Yes,
pounds.
you pay musicians. You pay for everybody.
Well, even though they
And
don't want money, I still
No,
pay them.
no,
it's,
it's really
it's their
important.
job, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
support,
So
yeah.
it's not, so,
And you sound engineers.
you got a sound engineer,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to do, I usually have Ali on security, but I think we can get away with that. My daughters are going to go on the door and a friend, and I don't think I need security, you know what I mean?
No, you're good.
And Ali's great, but I don't think I need it, you know, it's just
Yeah. What have we got?
So yeah, just to say, so this year I'm going to try and make a bit, and they usually say it goes to charity, that's a
Yeah.
good one, but I've got a daughter called Charity, so all
you
the
go.
money goes to charity. It's a very good one now, I'll tell you, you can make a lot of money by calling your daughter Charity.
And it goes back into the garden.
So
and
tickets,
maintenance.
They're so
these are the
pretty.
tickets, look at these,
What
look.
are they? Are they tarot cards?
Tarot
Oh
cards,
my
They're
god.
beautiful. These
They
are
are
golden
fantastic.
tickets.
This is very Hastings.
like gold dust.
They
Yeah.
are.
So
They're gorgeous.
Ooh. They were different
there's the King and Queen. I said that
Yeah.
I said that I'd give Patsy a couple of tickets because she's good to me.
Yeah.
So that's your tickets.
Thank you, darling.
And then you want 10, do you, to try and
Yes.
flog for me?
So Glenn, if you see Glenn in the street
2,
and you've got 50
3,
quid cash,
4,
you get 2 for 50
5,
pounds.
6,
And you can do that.
7,
So-
8, 9, 10.
10.
Brilliant. So what Glenn said this morning was, if I give you some of these, can you sell them? I said, yeah, sure. I will make myself available to you if you would like. These are very, very
They are
special,
so pretty,
and they're little
yeah.
bits of history. So anybody
People collect these?
Yeah, they do.
Every
Yeah.
year they
I've
save the
got-
cards.
Yeah, they save the cards. I've got mine. So you keep the cards. It's part of history. He's part of history. He's part of the absolute love of Hastings. This year,
Have a look at that T-shirt. Just have a look at
Oh, that is
Look.
popping.
So
That's gorgeous.
it's got in Hastings, so we get, and then look, I love this town.
yes,
Oh.
you've got
Is
to.
that nice?
It's
And
gorgeous.
so the back,
And then
Hastings' finest
these are
musicians,
£20.
£20 for T-shirts, which
So
is
I
cheap,
can-
I think.
I was going to
On the
say,
front,
I
it's
can
cheap
tell
for a t-shirt
you
these
that
days,
when
yeah.
where he's got these done, and he's not making any money on these.
You
at
can
all.
order them. You can
Yeah.
order them if you
Yeah,
want.
exactly.
I've got 20. That's all
So
I've got.
You've got 20.
Okay.
So we're going to sell them. Well, they're going already.
They're working with
But
me.
you can order on the day, and I'll order them for you whatever size you want. Because people collect these as well.
Yeah.
Every year they're
Look at
different.
this. I love
Brilliant.
the two ends.
I sound like a salesman. Don't I? You know what I mean? You know that on them channels, you know, they collect these are wonderful. These are the best ever. You heard it, yeah.
No, but they're great. So,
Really cool.
so I will talk about Glensstonbury probably in more depth a little later on.
Yeah.
So
But
it's,
you have 20. Yeah, don't worry, it's all going to be up there.
it's a
28.
week Saturday.
28th June.
But the thing is, like I say, if it works out and I don't lose money, I will keep doing it. So every year we will have festivals in Hastings, better than Glastonbury. I'm not being funny. The musicians we've got, you won't believe the line-up's fantastic. Plus you can get food there. We're doing food, as you
Yeah.
probably told them.
Yeah.
Drinks.
Yeah.
Sadly, there's only one toilet, but Glastonbury,
Don't worry about
you know, but it's a nice toilet, isn't
It
it?
is
Yeah,
a
there you go.
nice toilet,
Yeah.
darling. It's a very nice.
It's a nice
That's
toilet.
actually
It's
what
Caf's
matters.
house,
Yeah.
of course
Yeah,
it's going
it's
to
a
be
really
nice.
nice toilet for girls. And there's seating at the top, which I put, so you can have a sit and wait, have a glass of wine, then nip in the toilet.
So bring with you something comfy to sit on, because Glenn's house, his grounds are gardens within gardens. So when you go and you can have a spot, you can have where you can sit with people, you can have a secluded bit,
There's
you
lots
can have
of
a
seats.
shaded
Lots
bit,
of seats if you
loads
like
of
sitting
seats.
down.
Don't have to worry
I'm
about that.
obsessed with seats.
Loads of seats, but take a cushion, because if you're there for a while.
Yeah, I've got a few, but if you
Got a
know,
few?
otherwise they're just wooden seats. So
Yeah.
if you go in the woods, you sit on. But if you want a cushion,
If you've got a bony bum,
take a cushion if
bring
you
a
want.
cushion. If you want to take a little picnic, that's great.
Yeah.
If you want to order food, you can order food from Glenn's. People will
Yeah,
deliver.
pizzas and that, they'll deliver.
They'll do all that. But we'll have some chips and scones.
Oh, in the evening, I've got the bloke in the chip shop. I've given him a ticket, so he's
Yeah.
doing me a load of chips, which he's bringing up.
Nice.
Lovely.
The girl in the baker's, I
Yeah.
give her a ticket, and so she's bringing up sausage rolls, which we're going to
Nice.
cut up. Another lady's doing me scones. So we'll have food in the evening,
That's
like
right.
snacks and all that, and I'll be doing the waiters.
Bring your own
business.
alcohol. Bring your own drinks.
alcohol.
There's tea and coffee all day,
Yeah.
but bring your own alcohol.
I'll put some bins round so you can chuck anything in whatever bin you see. It doesn't matter if it's food or cans, because I recycle it all. The next day,
You go through
I
the
tip
bins.
it all out, go
Yeah.
into the bins.
Dress for
I
it.
enjoy doing
You
it.
dress for it.
Eh?
Dress for it.
Seriously, I love doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I
Careful,
don't
mate, you
mind
do
chucking
that,
everything in the
wouldn't
bag.
You're looking after the environment.
I'm
yeah.
going to get one of those things that they've got down Goat Ledge. I eat cans, don't
I
I?
like
I
that.
eat.
Yeah.
I need something like that if anyone's got anything,
Okay,
some
do.
bins around.
Somebody
you know.
will make
Time.
something.
Yeah.
Lee Dyer, you heard it here first.
Come on, Lee
Make
Dyer.
him something lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee's doing something as well for the garden. Lots of people got lots of artwork in the garden.
Yeah,
you know.
it's lovely.
I've got some going in today. Some more wooden sculptures are going in
Oh,
today.
amazing.
Yeah.
So if you want to be part of history, I know he's got a lot to do today. If you want to be part of history, come
Yes.
to Glensstonbury. It is the best time ever. They're just wonderful.
Money
So
back if you don't like it.
all the acts that you will see in one place, you can't imagine how much.
No, we're lucky.
Your £30, honestly, is so well worth it.
Yeah, and you
And
save
you're
it
there-
on the drink, don't you?
You're there
Oh, totally. Yeah.
2
You
till
know.
midnight. It's a long old
Yeah.
You can pop in and out as well.
And it winds up big time about 8.
Yeah.
That's when we sort of, in the afternoon we've got some fantastic musicians in the afternoon, but then
the
it's going
party
to wind
starts
up.
at night. Yeah.
Nice.
The only thing is, which I have to be honest, if anyone's
No
seen
dogs.
my posts, no dogs.
Oh yeah, no dogs. Yeah.
That's the only sad thing. But otherwise, I have 20 dogs in the garden.
No,
I've
you
got
can't
kids
have that.
there,
No,
and
no,
a
no,
mess.
no. We don't.
But I have to tell anyone who's getting the ticket on the strength of Siddy appearing. I was with Siddy yesterday morning having breakfast, and she is not available. So, and I tried to get Charlotte, her mum, to take her place. I said, "What is Charlotte?" Because she looked like Siddy. I said, put dark glasses on me, you can do it. But no, I couldn't. So yeah, that's the only shame that Siddy can't do it.
Sure,
She's,
no, fair enough.
but Steve First is going to come about 10 o'clock on Saturday. He's away, but he's going to come down later
Brilliant.
on, so we'll do something.
He would be hilarious.
Blair's
Remember
coming.
Steve first?
And Blair's been cancelled a big gig in Germany for this.
I know.
Yeah.
That is such a good friend thing to do.
No, he
Good
said, no,
for
I'm doing
Blair.
Glensstonbury, we'll cancel that. So he's going to be doing a big thing later on with Ags. And anyway, they've got some
Yeah.
stuff lined up, but there'll be the Hastings later. Danny Horn's coming along with his mate Matt.
Nice.
You know Danny?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Sadly, Richard's in Glastonbury.
Oh, is he? Okay.
But anyway, enough of that.
Nice.
Plugging.
That's really wicked.
Eh?
Amazing.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a question?
Hmm.
So if somebody wants to buy 2, like they buy them
2 for 50.
2 for 50.
Sweet.
So that's
30
bargain.
quid, 2 for 50.
And that's a fantastic afternoon. So bring your sun cream, bring your blanket,
Yeah.
whatever it is you need.
And if it rains, don't worry, because if it rains,
She's got undercover.
when they did Woodstock, the original, it poured hard and they were stuck in a field. We've got chalets and everything else. So we don't let it get to us. Do you understand? Don't think, oh, it's raining, it's going to be useless. It'll be brilliant. The stage is undercover, seating's undercover.
Yeah.
You just have to accept it, because otherwise, well, I'm going to be more stressed than all of you. So, I will be upset. But it's life. We're not in Palestine, you know what I mean? We're not, so look at it like that, we're lucky.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll have a good time if it rains or not. And if you park, taxis might be better.
Yeah.
The parking's awkward. I'm in a cul-de-sac. Best not to even go in the
Oh,
cul-de-sac.
no, don't.
If you can park a street or 2 away, what people do is, like when they did Woodstock, everyone was converging on Woodstock, and they walk along the road. You go into Woodstock, you know what I mean?
Gather. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Lovely.
can chat to
Yeah.
people on the way, make friends, and then turn up.
It's lovely.
So it's not, a problem. Just park a couple of streets away if you want. But later on, getting a taxi is going to be... Oh, I'll tell you what, if anyone wants to come up and do a taxi service, They can come up, if you're looking for a bit of money and you come up and make yourself available, you can go around later on and say, anyone want a taxi?
Yeah.
Each person a £5.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If someone wants to do that, well, no, it's seriously.
Yeah.
If I was out of work, I'd get my car, go up there, taxi, to and fro.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's nothing
That's what
wrong
I do
with a
New
little
Year's
bit
Eve,
of-
because I don't drink New Year's Eve, right?
No.
So I go out at 12 o'clock every New Year's Eve and pick up people.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of enterprise.
No,
No,
it
you
isn't.
just
No.
have to do it. You know what I mean? We keep moaning, just sort it out. Organise it. Okay.
He's
I'll
leaving
keep going
now.
when I get
Off you
excited.
pop.
Hey? I'm taking over your whole show. Right.
Give us-
Bye, darling.
I've
It's
got
good
to
to
go.
see you.
Give us
So
a
this
ding, a
is
little ding.
Glenn's off.
Yay.
I'm off.
Yay.
I'm
Thank
off.
you, darling.
Thank you for that.
Bless you, bless you.
Okay.
I'll see
Yeah.
you.
See you all right.
All good, all good, all good.
Marrakesh.
Marrakesh, yeah. That's how he remembers your name.
Yeah.
Marrakesh.
Okay, see you later.
Bye,
Cheers,
love.
Patsy. See you later. See you later.
soon.
Bye,
Yeah,
darling.
Thank you.
Where's my shoes?
Where's my
Where's
shoes?
the shoe?
Where's my
Outside the
washboard?
door.
Where's my washboard?
Where's my jumper?
So that was the inimitable Glenn Vaness. So
Yeah.
you honestly, you don't want to miss it. They're just the best nights, nights ever.
And we can get tickets from you.
So I will have 10. I'm hoping they're going to go really, really quickly. And Glenn has them on him, so they're £30 each or £2.50. Really good value, really good value. And it helps him restock the garden and do all the work, because there's so much work.
Yeah.
It's good. And also, he pays all the musicians, everyone gets paid, and they get paid well.
Great.
And I think it's, when people don't look after the local musicians, it's
Exactly.
a difficult one.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
difficult. So,
Woohoo, Glenn.
he's a darling, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Where are we?
We
In the
are
grand scheme.
In the grand scheme.
I need to move.
Move and shake.
No,
and do what
you
need
stay
to.
there. You stay there, because I
Yeah.
can't see my
Oh, you
board.
can't see. All right.
Ah.
Oh gosh.
Yes, we're good.
Okay. Well, he mentioned Palestine, and there is a event coming up called Oh Big Blue, which is an exhibition of a poetry and art by Palestinian children with the Hands Up project at the Stade Hall 9th till 12th of July. And there'll be poetry on the 9th at the launch, and then also a film screening the next day, supported by the Chalkcliff Trust.
Okay.
So I did want to just flag that as well,
it's a good one.
And let people know about that.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Beautiful
over
artwork
to-
on their poster.
Yes, it is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah,
I like it a lot. Very attractive.
So I thought I'd just, easy segue there.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Okay, that's that one done.
A little further out than we normally would be, but this is worth going to see. So, iPads, Icklesham Players and Drama Society iPads.
Such a funny name.
So clever.
That's great.
So clever. My friend Peter Myers, dear Peter, you
Hello,
know Peter.
Peter.
don't you?
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Peter. Is one of the players. He also directs a lot of the productions they have on over in Icklesham.
Oh.
They have a murder mystery Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th. 1920s, baby.
Oh, nice.
I know.
Nice.
It's called Death by Paintbrush. It was written by Lesley Gunn. So 7:30 is when it kicks off. I will say, Kath, to use your parlance.
Kicked off that time, yeah.
Now, £12 for a ticket, but you also get a ploughman's sharing platter.
Oh, that's good.
I know,
Yeah,
£12,
that's really good.
and you get
And
food.
you get fed, yeah.
You get fed.
We like that.
Yeah. So Act 1 starts in Icklesham, in All Saints Church, Icklesham. So they do Act 1 there, and then they move across to the Icklesham Memorial Hall to do Acts 2 and 3.
Okay.
Dress code 1920s, optional, but you know what? Try and get in the mood, because it makes it so much more fun when you dress up.
Yeah.
So there's parking at the village hall is for everybody. Parking at the church is disabled only. So what they're trying to do is introduce All Saints Church to the environ, as we keep saying it everywhere, the environs for people to use the church. Now, I was chatting with Pete about this, and because they're starting to use Christchurch as a music venue. So Christchurch is a beautiful church, and it's a busy church, and it's a working church.
St Leonards,
a big part of St Leonards. But it's being used as a music venue now for so many different people. JC, I will put up your posts. I will do it. I've just been swamped this week. JC and Pablo McPhee, they've got some stuff. So they're good at using the church, but everybody is now starting to go, oh, this would make
So
a really
maybe
good
they
venue.
can do it. Yeah, that's
And I
great.
said to Pete, I said, use it for music. You can use it for anything. So, you know, crack on and these are acoustically affording places.
Yeah, they're
Use
designed that way, aren't they?
For acoustic
Excuse
work.
me when I move my chair around a bit. Can you see all right?
I can, darling, I can.
Good.
What have you got? Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I've got Samphire Sauna, which we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
None of us have been yet, but my friend Anna loves to go, and we have talked about going, so I will get in there and have a go, because there's this sauna on the pier just as you come into the entrance, and I think it's got all sorts of different spaces, but they're doing an artist call out at the moment called Wall with a View. And that is to ask graphic or abstract designs to be put forward in order to decorate their changing room wall and also the salon door side. So the dimensions and everything, all of the spec is on the information that we'll have in the notes below that you can see wherever you pick up our podcast. And they're asking for it to complement the brand. So Samphire Sauna, generally, it's the sauna on the pier. People use the sea as their plunge pool, and the look and feel of it is kind of like dark green and a bit like this colour actually from the Hastings Comedy Festival programme. It's a sort of salmon-y pink, no, not quite that. And so they're looking at warm oranges, misty blues, smooth curves, bird silhouettes, sense of calm and body and mind. So those things to be thought about alongside your design proposal, and there'll be a public viewing in September of the successful, the winner, and the finished work, and then there's a whole list of the timings and everything. So if you need any more details, but I thought that was a really wonderful thing for Coastal Currents Festival, worth shouting out. The deadline is the 30th of June. So
and then your art is on a wall and people can see it all the time.
Exactly, and at
it
the
becomes
moment
community art then, isn't it?
It does, and a bit of a marker of, I've got to go there, it's that thing we've got a lot of in St Leonards and Hastings, of those, street art and moments of, just incidental art, so it'll join that family, which is great.
No, nice one. Bing!
Bing!
So we're excited, aren't we? Because Friday we're going to see Beverly Harling.
That's right, yes.
We're going to watch Behind the Washing Line. I'm really excited by this.
Yeah.
So it's this Friday. There are tickets. Go and see it. This woman is incredibly talented, and her involvement with the fishing community and her history of Hastings as a person who lives here now. Anybody go along, it will fill you. I love the history. The history is just such a big thing.
Yeah.
So she's got songs and stories and interviews from Ploughing the Salt Sea, which was her, and that sold out. So
it did, the one woman show.
There are tickets still available. Get one.
Get in.
You will not regret it. It's such a. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, because we mentioned the Buchanan, didn't we? And she was born in the Buchanan. She's one of those. And I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week,
yeah.
I'm sure.
And we will review it. So Bev, we're coming for you.
Coming at you, Bev.
We're coming for you.
Ting. Over to me, my dears. Okay, so we got a little email through from Simon Dorr, who actually works with Bev and does lighting and scenography stuff, as well as his other job, which is with the OBX, which is the Observer Buildings Tech and Creative Technology Centre. And he wanted us to know that there's the, what's it called? OBX Connects coming up Thursday, 3rd of July. So they have it, I think it's monthly on Thursdays, and Becky McRae is going to be there. And Will McNeil talking about data-driven design. So the way in which they create their incredible artworks, they're both quite different artists, and how data kind of melds in with that and becomes part of the storytelling of their work. So
Nice.
I don't know Will so well, but I know that Becky's been, you know, working and living here for a long time, and is part of the Jackie and the Green parade folk,
Very much.
and is very into and campaigning and, you know, kind of living and breathing for biodiversity, championing the world that's beyond the human, you know. So it's all of that kind of wraps into her work, and it's always with quite a kind of fun-loving sort of twist of some sort. It's quite celebratory and beautiful and shiny, the stuff she does. So I'm excited about that, and they just wanted to let us know about it. So I wanted to say thank you so much, Simon, for the shout, and we will see if we can get along.
We will, No, it sounds really exciting. So last week, right, I opened last week with what sort of audacious human opens a business called the Dept of Joy, and I met him. What a absolute utter delight. So I'm walking down in St Leonards from where we live, up in the middle, and walking down London Road, and the Dept of Joy, which is opposite Benbow Arts, I think. Well, it's actually opposite Bonjour, really. It's right at the end, on the left-hand side, and I clocked it, and it was like, oh, it's open, and you could hear me squealing outside. I was literally squealing with joy. So at the desk is Matt Setchell. What a delight he is. What a lovely, lovely, lovely man. Superb. He told me, it's a story he has to tell, but he told me about why he started it. And instantly there was this, oh, I love you. But the whole place, there'll be a few images that come up behind me. The whole place is, for me, it's got the Goldilocks factor. Now, the three bears, you know, too cold, too hot, too big, too small. Well, that Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Goldilocks for me. So he's a graphic designer, he's a creator, he's a stylist. He makes these fantastic products which are in his shop. A lot of it is made by him.
Oh, really?
Designed by him, created by him. They make the most fantastic gifts. I loved, but he also is a really good buyer. So when you walk in and you see people's what they buy in to sell, the man's got serious skill. And what I'd say also, what I've felt after being with him a few days, he's got an enormous amount of heart. So I'm absolutely behind this place. So he has things, he's got Quotes to Live By book. That makes me dribble. The Art of Friendship, The Art of Love, The Art of Art. He's got candles with writer's block on them. He's got he's made these stickers, they're just fantastic. Who doesn't love a sticker? Tea towels that aren't chintzy but very funny. I'm a tea towel collector. That's really up my street. Art prints, inspirational cards, cups with hilarious messages. So welcome to the manor, Matt Setchell. I really, really love the Dept of Joy.
Yeah, I saw the pictures that you
Lives up
sent.
to its name then.
It really does.
Superb.
He really does. And everybody walks in, you can see him going, wow. It's great.
The pictures, it looked really ordered and kind of calm, actually.
Yeah, really calm.
Yeah.
Really calm.
So yeah, I mean, it's interesting as it's like a kind of, you start with that little design and then suddenly you have a 3D space and then suddenly it's an experience. So,
Yeah, you see it on his Instagram actually, how he planned it. And it's just, you can see this wonderful methodical way of doing so. I loved it. Thank you, Matt. I really, really, really am happy you're here. So, audacious human. You want an audacious human. I love it. Yeah, no, it's great. Bring it.
Bring it, ding it.
Yeah, but ding it.
The rest of mine, I think, are shout-outs, so if you want to go into the next bit.
Thank you. So, Mike Willis, legend of this parish, the lovely Mike Willis. We need a picture of Mike Willis up here, really, don't we? he came on and co-hosted when Caf was away.
Yeah,
in
I want to say thank you, Mike, for doing that.
What a
That was
generous,
great.
very, very generous man. He has put out a GoFundMe for a dear friend of his, local singer and songwriter Jim James, who was born here, I think, and then has travelled the globe, lived in the States for a long time, and come back here. But there's a really sad part of this. Jim has had a terminal cancer diagnosis, but what brought Jim and Mike together was they're both musicians, and Mike was in his shop in Norman Road, and he was playing, and Jim walked in one day, not long after they both moved here, virtually at the same time. And while Mike was playing, Jim wept at Mike's song. And the next thing you know, those two, there was this wonderful bond, this collaboration, and they were talking about making an album for Jim right at the beginning. And now there's an urgency, as you can appreciate, there's an urgency behind this. So Mike said, Mike and I were chatting, and I said, can I hear this guy's music? Oof. So I put it on, I played all of it. It's been round 4 times now, I've had it on 4 goes, and that was just on one sitting. And his songs are really in my mind, because this will be a snapshot of Jim James's life, because he's warm, he writes for the sheer joy of writing. It's not about what commercial value or who else is going to listen to it. He writes because he loves it. He plays because he loves it, and that really, really gets to me. It reminds me of Paul McCartney. When Paul McCartney came away from the Beatles and he started the McCartney album and a couple of others, it felt like there was a very gentle touch of production, but he was singing about Paul McCartney's world. So he was no longer in a band, he was talking about the man. And this feels like Jim's album is talking about Jim and Jim's life and Jim's loves and Jim's, because it's called The Book of Gratitude, and you can feel that coming through every single word and who he sings about. And there's a fantastic song, an ode to Hastings, the Hastings song.
Wow.
I
mean, you're nearly welling up.
I am nearly welling up, because it's so it's so good. I mean, Mike writes, his songs evoke a life well and truly lived, rich with adventure and showing an immutable, gracious spirit. But you can hear it when this man writes, you can hear it when this man sings. It's just a really beautiful, it's a beautiful piece of work. But the one about Hastings is everyone has to hear it. I don't know where the money, what is it? The money's gone, I don't know where it went. But I hope we had a good time. But the money's all been spent, but I hope you had a good time. And you can feel, I'm just really paraphrasing, otherwise I'll sing it and you won't want me to do that. But it captures Hastings. Everything captures, it's the essence. If that man has got that all in that song, and if that doesn't become a Hastings anthem, I don't know what will. It's so good. So we are at, I think we're at 91% covered. So all the musicians are, all the mastering has been paid for, the production has been paid for. Mike wants to pay the musicians and the tech. So that's the last little bit, I think. So we want to push that over the edge, really. So the the GoFundMe will be at the back here, and then whatever, if we go over,
Even better.
It doesn't matter, because that will be used to promote it. But this is a man's, this is a man that Mike likes to play bar billiards with. He's an American. What does he know about bar billiards in the Jenny? He's trying. God bless you, Mike, for trying. It's a very British thing. Like shove halfpenny, it's one of those,
Oh, wow.
But Jim James, let's do it. It's a lovely, lovely thing. So he's a really sweet man.
Yeah, from his picture even, he looks like a really intriguing.
I can't believe he's 84.
His story.
He's going to be 85 in September. So we want this to be covered, and him to be able to be handed this album in his hands. Yeah. That's what we want to do. So that's why it's so important.
Sounds like his living
legacy.
Journal. Which is so important.
It's a legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, man. Anyone who seems to have known this man has got great stories, so it's a good thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Jim James, Book of Gratitude.
Great words. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wowzers. I'm honestly, going to wait on because.
Okay. No, that's cool.
Shout-outs,
Okay, fair play. It's National Refugee Week, and we have Rosanna Leal from National Refugee.
We do.
Hastings Buddy Project.
Yep.
She's coming in afterwards for us to hear what she's got to say about.
Yeah, she'll be here in about 10 minutes.
She will be here in about 10 minutes. She'll have to go in the green room.
She can go in the green room. That's fine.
So to celebrate that, we've got the Mriya Festival. Mriya, it's Ukrainian, means vision. So they have a festival at the, what's it called, Patsy? I'm doing it without glasses. Manor Barn. Always better to do it with glasses.
Oh, I've heard about that place.
Sunday, it's wonderful. Sunday, the 22nd of June, 12 till 5, Manor Barn in Bexhill. So the Kolbaba Theatre, which means dandelion, Ukrainian choir from Bexhill, Hastings, and all the villages around. They will put on food, entertainment, crafts, musical performances, and it'll be a lovely day. So Sunday the 22nd, donation-based entry. All proceeds go towards life-saving tactical medicine. So good for the Mriya. That would be great. The Pirate Ball at the Angling Club. They have tickets at the moment. Early bird £20 and 5p. After that they go up to £25.55. They're at the East Hastings Sea Angling Association. So does that mean they're at the flat one?
That's the upstairs one.
That's the upstairs one.
I've worked out that the flat one is Hastings and St Leonards. The other is just Hastings.
There we go. Thank you.
Nice
so the flat one that used to be white is now dark blue.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's changed. So don't go looking for a white single-storey building. Opposite the Albion.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
So this is the one with the stairs. Saturday the 19th July, 6:30 till midnight. Performances start at 7. Minimum age is 18. So it's an adult event. So come rogues and renegades, fakers and tinkers, Captain Windsor and the Brethren of Hastings invite you aboard the Pirate Ball. Arr. But so it's really funny. They're going to have shanties from Completely Scuppered, the Bonsai Pirates, Benjamin Kelly and the Old Salt Company. They say at the bottom, so dress, you must dress. It's imperative you dress. Carriages at midnight, ambulances at 2 a.m.
Hilarious.
Wheelbarrows at 5 a.m, hearses at daybreak. So get yourself down there. I know, get it covered. But this is how pirates work, mate. You know,
Absolutely.
they're not they're not lily-livered. They've got it all going. I'm going to see Anne Boleyn's mother at the Stables Theatre on Tuesday coming, 24th of June. This is Heather Leech. She created it and she's performing in it. So it's all about the... so Anne Boleyn gave birth to Elizabeth, who became Elizabeth I, the last of the Tudors. So Anne Boleyn was beheaded, the wives of
Divorced,
King Henry
beheaded,
VIII.
died, divorced, beheaded, survived.
There we go. That's it. That's the way to remember it. So this is about she was killed off because she provided a daughter. What good is that to King Henry? He wanted a son. So he had dalliances. If you look at the timeline of Henry VIII and his dalliances and how he had babies, not a nice guy. But we all know that. But what Heather has written is life from Anne Boleyn's mother's position, her perspective. So she writes really, really well, Heather Leech, and really good performance. So next Tuesday, I will review it. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm free next Tuesday.
Come with me.
Yeah, I'd love
Come with
to.
me.
Okay.
We'll sit together.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really, really good. I'm very much looking forward to that. So, yeah, Heather,
Is
going
that
to be...
still part of the Seen and Heard Festival then? Or
I think it's just beyond.
Beyond,
I think
okay,
it's just beyond.
Fair.
I have a little history. So lots of people have said about the history of this town, and they're like, "Oh, I like the history bit." So I've got to throw in some history. But you don't throw this in because I came here in the early 80s, and this department store, Philpots, was still going.
Wow.
It opened in 18. I'm looking. Where am I looking? Oh, Patsy, I wrote so much on this. It opened in the 1830s. So the shop opened for business in the 1830s and closed in 1986. Think about that. That's long. So there will be a sort of photographs you'll see that I found. So the Philpot family still live in the town. We still have Philpots in the town. They always worked in the shop. So I've got several accounts of this. So I've taken these bits from Hastings, historical Hastings, and from the Brett. So it was fondly called Piddlepots by people of the town. Philpots was known as for Piddlepots, which is lovely. So if you go down to Marine Court, the big one that looks like a boat, so west of that was where Philpots used to be. And I remember walking in and smelling it was wood. The whole place was beautiful wooden cabinets.
Wow.
Had the most outrageously spectacular staircase. And back in its day, it would have looked like Grace Brothers. Now, if anyone remembers, are you being served? Yes, absolutely. From the BBC from the 70s. It was very much like that. It was made from a different time. Bourne and Hollingsworth in Oxford Street used to be exactly the same. So Selfridges went with the time. Bourne and Hollingsworth in Oxford Street stayed in its time of when it was built. Had the most beautiful chandelier. Anyway, so I loved shops like this, and I remember going into Philpots, and my mum said, "Oh, you must come in here." We went in. It's a shop that everybody thinks was not for them. It was just too posh, so they stayed outside and looked through the window. But they had fur coats on mannequins in the window. Wow. It had a proper furrier, and the furs would be taken. Everybody would take their furs. I'm not joking. Plenty of people had furs in St Leonards. And they stored them in the basement, in the cold room.
Oh, really?
Because if you leave them out in the summer,
something to eat them.
Yes, and they actually start to shed. So Philpots will look after your furs. So I'm going to read these bits. So in one portion of the premises, Mr. Philpot had a boot and shoe trade. So it was one shop at 38 Marina. So on one side of the shop was him. On the other side of the shop, Mrs. Philpot had a millinery and drapery. So she was hats and fabrics. Okay, so Mr. Philpot died, and some years before his wife, I love the way this is written, and the widow subsequently retired from the business, whence she removed to Hurstman Zoo.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, which locals call Herky Moo. So if you're a local, it's not Hurstman Zoo, it's Herky Moo. It's always known as Herky Moo.
I didn't know that.
It's like the Delu. There's all this lovely Sussex kind of thing going on. So the business is still carried out on 38 Marina. So this was written, it is an old piece of writing. So in 1907, they'd already expanded from 38 into 37. And because it was actually the whole building was built in the 1860s. So there'll be photographs up here of when it still was residential. So it didn't become shops until later. And next to it were Cave Austin, which was a wonderful grocery, and Addison's were a little bit further along. So this comes from the library archives. Drapers at number 7, 38 Marina, Philpots Drapers at 3738, opened as a lace and cap shop in 1836, closed in 1986, by which time their address was 37 to 40. That's 4 units. That's a big old place. It's now, a big chunk of that is boarded, but the Hastings Arts Forum used to be the jewellery department.
Did it? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So if you look at where it's spaced out, but you can see at the top actually where the four buildings were the same. So they opened their first business in Marina Colonnade. It's still known as the Colonnade by people who live here. In 1829. So in 39, number 38 was John Philpot, boot and shoemaker. Mary Philpot was the milliner, draper, haberdasherer, 1839 to 1861. William John Philpot was listed as a silk mercer, draper and furrier. This is why Philpots became what it did. Dressmaking, millinery, so hats, mantles, things you wore around your shoulder, and jackets, gloves, hosiery, ribbons, lace, corsets, skirts, and you could go there for your family mourning. So if your family were mourning, the woman would go and she would get decked out in black.
Oh, wow.
So it's amazing, but they had very special door handles, I remember, which were really, really beautiful. And you could smell the fact that it was brasso and wax when you walked in the shop. That's my thing, you know, it's the smell. So, so people's accounts when they remember it, it was the most gorgeous shop. Hats, gloves, wedding dress department. So gorgeous. I wish I was older when it was open. People whose mums had worked there, and knowing Mr. Philpot, who was the manager, the boss, Leonard, he would watch with binoculars looking for doodle bugs. During the war, people used to go down to the basement, and they would be safe in the basement.
Right.
Yeah. So these will go up, but look at this. Look,
Wow,
an ad from the 20s.
Absolutely stunning.
You could. So and here it says
Dance frocks.
Dance frocks at Philpots, a comprehensive selection of charming styles.
Inexpensive as
Inexpensive,
well.
3.5 guineas.
Yeah, for everyone.
So
yeah.
that's £1 and a shilling.
Yeah.
So by that time, the 20s, they were 37, 38 and 39, the colonnade. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's really pretty.
And then you go on in time where it became 37 to 40. So this one is the 60s. So this is an ad from the newspaper. So you've got the 60s here.
Excellent.
But you've got Edwardian down here. So this tells you, and it looked like that when we moved here. So the pictures will be above. So fashions, furs, lingerie, giftware, and personal care for every customer. And you could go to the Buttery restaurant. Oh,
Wow.
isn't it just
It's
divine?
I love the department
But
store.
it's so good, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
It's so good. So Leonard Philpot, was the boss. Mrs. Audrey Philpot, or Miss Audrey Philpot, was the hairdresser. Can you imagine?
Nice.
And the family still live here. So they treated their staff really, really well. They had a very, very big. They had a big thing about looking after the staff. To know it was Philpots by locals
I
is
love
really
that.
amusing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Isn't it? It's really sweet.
I wonder if in the 60s, if that was because of My Fair Lady being sort of, that ad anyway.
It was, it was big on the stage in the 60s, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I wonder if that's why they picked that one up.
Yeah.
My goodness. It's
So
just wonderful to
what a
hear
lovely
that.
bit of history to
Yeah.
know that we the mannequins in the doorway. So Grace Brothers. So the ceramic studio is at 36. Poffley's used to be the old post office as well. That was next door. So there was Addison's, the confectioner's, baker and restaurant. Everybody talks about how famous their donuts were.
Really?
And there was a children's shop, Hammond's, with trains running. You put money in one side and another side, and you got these two trains. So we were easy to please.
Yeah, yeah.
A old penny put in the slot in the window. Those slots are still there, by the way. So if you go along and look, they're still there. So then, along from there was Mr. Cherry. Ask anybody who knows what happened in this town was Mr. Cherry's bar. Yeah, it's now a discount carpet warehouse. So when you look along that part, there's such rich history. So thank you, Brett, for the history map, and credit to Historical Hastings. Really, really appreciate that.
Wow, that is so cool.
I know.
It's interesting that some of these things are coming back. So there is, Unzipped is down there now.
That's what it looked like.
Kind of an echo of the, the seamstress.
When I came here, that's what it looked
Wow,
like. Yeah.
that's great.
It's great, isn't it? Philpots. Yay, Philpots?
Piddlepots.
Piddlepots. and before they built, all this was cut down.
Yeah.
So this would have been it, and that became Marine Corps.
All right. Okay. Well,
I know.
that bit there.
That'd be there, but you'll have photos
You'll see it up there,
because they'll
yeah.
all be up there. They were fast.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Shout out time, darling.
Shout outs. We've got Jamie coming up to talk about something.
Got a couple of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, especially...
Do you want to come in?
So,
Yeah, you can come
there,
in.
'cause
Yeah.
You've got
I'll-
a chair, we could all stay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
First time ever.
Sure.
Thank you. Right. Hi all. Welcome. Thank you. Welcoming me back. Very nice. Ding.
Ding dong.
Okay, where do I start? I will start on what I did on Saturday night. I went to MIU HQ to the opening night of the Hot Tap Theatre, which stands for Helen of Troy Theatre and Performance.
It does.
Fantastic. Well, and saw Dean and Francis, and they put on this one-woman show, and plaudits to them. They're both playwrights. They've opened up a theatre,
Yeah.
and they put someone else's play on first.
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah.
that most people would have
Yeah.
put their own play on, right? Because that's what
right.
they did. And they put on a play by Eve McDougall, who is a true story about a 15-year-old girl in Scotland that I think around Christmas Eve stole a loaf of bread and got thrown into prison for 2 years.
Les Mis.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Name is
Yeah.
wrong.
And
That's
it's
right.
because the McDougall family were quite a well-known criminal family to the police, so they basically did that to the daughter.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It is me.
It was played superbly by a one-woman show called Annabelle Azura, shout out, 24-year-old sublime actress. I interviewed her, and I interviewed lots of people for the theatre. They asked me to, and what an amazing actress. So and Eve, what an incredible. She calls herself a survivor, not a victim. She's a survivor,
Yeah, good for her.
and she's a wonderful woman. And she actually, when she came out of the prison, she came to Hastings first thing, and she said, "I didn't even go on the dole. She got a job at the Queen's Hotel."
Yeah.
And she just worked, and she just loves it here. And now she finds herself coming back and putting on her play,
Yeah.
which was just it's only half an hour long, but it's a one-woman show in a prison cell, and but it was really good. Lots of pausing. It's how you get through the
Heavy
pauses.
pauses. Yeah,
Heavy
that's great.
pauses, and lots of she befriends a spider because she's just going. Anyway, it was really good, superb, and. The Hot Tap Theatre are now saying that they're going to put on a play every Saturday night.
That's really cool.
Unbelievable. And they've got a bar upstairs, so they're going to put on an after party after every play, which went so well on Saturday. It was such a good night.
Well done, Dean and Francis.
Nice one.
Well done.
Nice one.
I've just got to check where our interview is. 'Cause,
Okay,
I'm
no,
gonna have
no
that
problemo.
on.
Someone sent us a message on Facebook.
Okay.
Check the messages.
I'll check that, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So then, I've got a shout out for Emma Leech and her 5 Rhythms dance.
You like Emma?
Yes.
Emma with the hair.
Emma with the hair, that's her, she's a lovely lady. She does at the Humble Hub every Tuesday, 10 to 11:30, 5 Rhythms, which is movement, dance and movement, and it's really good for the energies of your body. She puts waves moving patterns moving rhythms. Human beings is just that. Waves, patterns, rhythms, nothing more, nothing less. A dance.
There's no technique in 5 Rhythms. You just move.
Just move.
Yeah, you just
and
move.
it's, and it really sort of helps you, get into the right headspace. It's so if
Or maybe out of your head.
Oh well, this is it. In the
get
right
out of your
headspace rather than if you constantly thinking and she's so it's really quite therapeutic to a lot of people.
Yeah, 5 Rhythms.
So you should go. She's got a at the Stade Hall on June the 20th, which is Saturday, isn't it? Or is it Friday? Friday. It's even called Solistic Funky Friday at 5 Rhythms. I can't read my writing. Ecstatic dance. That was a hard one.
Yeah. Ecstatic dance.
And that is, and the sessions cost between £15 or £12.50. I'm guessing that's
Sure.
how much.
What time?
That on Friday, that is on at 7:45 to 9:30.
In the evening.
In the evening,
Yeah.
celebrating the summer solstice.
Yeah, nice one.
So that would be a good one to go to. And then I was just going to point out that coming up in July the 5th is a big gig at the Delaware, which is the BexFest, which is an outside festival, and they've got quite a decent lineup. They've got the So Solid crew and Oxide, Neutrino, God, I can't speak
Neutrino.
today, Jaguar Skills, DJ Luck and MC Neat, DJ Hype, Rat Pack, Kevin and Perry, official, apparently, Alternate and more. And the tickets are £35. That will be a great day.
That is not much money at all, is it?
Not for all that lineup. That will be a wonderful day. That's on the 5th of July. So go along. See,
Very
get your
90s
tickets.
lineup.
It was very 90s, isn't it? Yes.
Absolutely.
I think that's basically me.
Nice.
So I thought,
Okay.
thank you for having me.
No, thank you.
Back to the camera.
So we will continue with. Thank you for your shout outs, Jamie. That's fantastic. Continuing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Rosanna's been held up or
Okay,
is
that's
otherwise
fine.
not able. So I'll follow up on that later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we have shout outs. What have you got, darling?
Shout-outs. Okay, I've got Hastings Blister Sisters. So this is Jojo Yoga, who is offering a slow walk, which sounds great, in Alexandra Park from, I was going to say kicking off then, from the 7th of July, starting 7 a.m. So
Ambling, not gambling.
ambling, not gambling, exactly. And yeah, it just sounded so lovely, and I love the graphics that they've used for it as well, so I wanted to give them a shout. Anything else I need to know about it? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's it. I knew it wasn't every day. Church of Wow. I just jumped onto the next one there.
No, it's good,
Okay,
it's
right.
good.
Otherwise, if you get the ping pong ball out, I should do
sure.
that. Yeah, Church of Wow. So this is a fella who, I think he's called Ian, and he said that you'd mentioned to pop on and, say
Well, I
hi.
bumped into him, yeah. I didn't quite understand what it is he's doing, because he actually said to me, I'm not sure I understand what he's
Okay.
doing, but so it's interesting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
No,
I wanted to see
I'll tell you more.
what you have.
Sure. So basically, it is a moment of communion to bring people together without dogma or doctrine over at the St Leonards Church, which we know well. And it's kind of a space in which to celebrate and just enjoy the mystery of being alive together and gathering. So one of his things sounded like it was about bringing community together, which so
Nice.
many projects here in Hastings and St Leonards are doing in different ways. So this is another opportunity, and it's 10 till midday on solstice, Saturday 21st of June. Shout out to all the yoga folk who are going to be doing their downward dog and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just downward dog, sun salutations.
Sun salutations.
That's the one, the whole lot.
Yes.
In the morning that morning. It exists to fill a hole in contemporary society for ritual and spiritual practice, the Church of Wow. The search for peace and deeper meaning is often a solitary path, and sharing this journey with others can be very fulfilling. And the timing is such that it means you can go along, meet people in a soulful and sincere, playful, reverent, silly space, and then go down and enjoy the market afterwards. Inspired by Alan Watts, who we had a little chat about yesterday. So more to
Big spiritual stuff.
Exactly, big spiritual stuff, and it's definitely a coastal thing to be doing.
Totally.
And
When you're
thanks
at the
very
edge of
much,
the
Ian.
world, you kind of like.
When you're seeing the sea every day, it makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
It makes
Totally
you
does.
think.
Totally
So
does.
there we are. That's my shout out for him. Thanks so much, Ian.
I have just a few this week shout outs. Hastings Makers Market, Saturday the 21st of June, 11 till 4, at the Yard, Waterworks Road. So if you go, when you look at, I keep going to call it Safeways. When you look at Morrison's, when you look at Morrison's, on Queen's Road, to the right is Waterworks Road, and go into that wonderful yard. It is just heaving. So they've got so much. 11 till 4. You've got Mirrorball Pools Lounge Suites galore, which is just beautiful.
Still need to go
Anyway,
see that,
it's lovely. So they've got a new mini
pink bench apparently.
Oh.
So you've got a food court, you've got babka.
Yes, small batch
babka,
yeah, big old
cakes,
passion.
local honey, gin, antiques, vintage kitchenalia, prints, paintings, vintage clothes, hand-thrown ceramics, gourmet mushrooms that are grown in the yard.
Good Lord.
Very nice. Sourdough crumpets, local cheese, jewellery, beautifully upholstered furniture, falafel wraps, marbled paper, crochet treasures, cards, all sorts of 3D printed wonders, upcycled ceramics and beautiful oversized paper flowers. So
Oh yes.
check it out.
I know the oversized paper flower woman.
Do you?
Yeah, Jenny Pritchard. She's great,
Oh.
and she always makes
that's
fantastic
her.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god.
She
I'm
was a
still-
ceramicist. Well, she still is probably, and
Yeah.
she used to like sing to her ceramics on the beach, which I loved. Excuse me while I
She
sort my
sings.
fringe out. She'd like come down onto the beach with her ceramics and sing. She's just got such a creative mind. So yeah, it's,
Wow.
her
Oh, I'm
giant
fascinated
flowers
now.
will be amazing. I just had a feeling.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Another shout out for Lifted Up Community Choir Open Workshop, Sunday the 29th, 1:30 to 3:30 at the De La War. Come and sing your heart out. Honestly, you'll have a great time. Everybody walks away going, oh, that's amazing. We've got people coming from all over actually for this one. We've got a lot of our old Brighton choir coming, which
nice.
is nice.
That's
Can't
really
wait.
cool.
I'm very excited. So come and play. Come and play. It'd be great. Shout out to the Goat Ledge. They have sunset sessions on Tuesdays, 5:30 start, weather permitting. So watch their Instagram and Facebook. We'll put the links up here, but they're well worth going to see. Glensstonbury we have already covered, so we've done that because the lovely man has left the building. 26 the slides, yeah. So he's in Hollington. I'm going to a thing on Friday, Intro to Applied Improvisation Skills Workshop with the lovely Liv Long from
Sounds
Improv on Sea. Can't wait, very excited. So it's this Friday, 10 till 1 and 2 till 5, where you can go for the whole day. So it's at the Stade Hall in Hastings, £60 for the full day or £30, £35 for half. But get in touch with her, I would say, because you don't know what sort of what sort of offers are in the bag. It helps you communicate better at work, helps you be more flexible with conversation, helps you in groups. There's lots of reasons. Very good for confidence building. So it's not about stand-up comedy, it's about improvising in real life. So it's not, you're not going to make anybody laugh. Well, you might,
You might.
but it's yeah. So I think
Is that
they
you done,
are the shout out.
I've got a couple more.
Yes,
of course.
darling, of course.
You know, yeah, I love the idea of the improvisation workshop, and
Sure.
you know, every conversation is an improvisation.
It is.
You know,
Everything's improvised.
Everything is. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless
I'm
it's scripted.
gonna- unless it's scripted. I'm gonna ding, ding. Okay, what else have I got? I've got over 30s daytime clubbing in Hastings.
Oh, yeah.
Which is at Black Box, which we worked out is the old Black Market.
Yeah.
Which no longer is that. It's now Black
It's
Box.
in George Street, yeah.
George Street, number 10, and that is 26th of July, 5 p.m. Southeast Open Studios is going on. Stumbled across a sign in the old town, so that's going on until the 22nd of June with various crafters and makers, and it's all across Kent, Mid Sussex, East Sussex, you name it. So definitely worth a look.
Yeah.
And then we've got TURPS 2025 exhibition, TURPS Banana.
Fantastic.
Which I don't think is how they say it at all.
No.
But yeah, it's a very highly regarded art magazine and ethos, really.
Yeah, it is.
And they will be over at the Rye Creative Centre.
Yeah.
I've just put my glasses off. It's so
Our
good.
neighbour is part of TURPS.
really?
Yeah, John and Hermione downstairs.
Joe.
All right.
Why did I say John?
I have no idea.
Joe Packer.
Yeah.
He's our neighbour downstairs.
Oh, cool.
He's a big part of TURPS.
Amazing.
And Adrian Hunter. Yeah,
Yes,
they're all
yes.
TURPSers.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the private views, July the 2nd
Yeah.
at Rye Creative Centre, and then it runs 2nd till the 6th of July. And yeah, mentoring programme for painters whose studios are based within the geographical triangle between Brighton, Tunbridge Wells and Rye, which I'm not doing in the right shape.
Yeah, sure.
And there are monthly artist talks at Hastings Contemporary through TURPS as well, so definitely worth tuning in and checking that. Last one is Join, Change, Act, which is Charlotte Haley Watts. And this is a kind of heads up because they were going to launch this before and then change the date. So it's over at Stade Hall for a Theatre of the Oppressed workshop on the 27th of July. And we're going to get her in to talk about it.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good.
Every time I've tried it's much easier to hear from the practitioner themselves. So
Definitely.
I think that's it.
They can
yeah.
sell it. Yeah. Little question. What would you do if I gave you £100?
What would I do with it?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I've got a question for you as well. Okay. I would. Right now, what would I do with £100?
Yeah.
Take everyone for lunch.
Oh.
Yeah, somewhere really good, like maybe the Sri Lankan place that I've not checked out yet on Queen's Road.
No.
No, it's not Queen's Road.
Bohemia Road.
Bohemia Road, thank you.
The Salon Cafe.
Yeah, I think I'll take
Yeah.
you all to the Salon Cafe.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
I'd eat the prawns.
I'm hungry now.
I know. We shouldn't talk about food now, should we?
I
That'd
was
be
gonna ask
lovely.
you, what did you do for your 21st birthday? Because we're on week 21.
I watched a very famous wedding.
Did you?
It was 1981.
Oh.
Princess
Was
Di.
that Diana Charles?
Charles.
No way. That was on your birthday?
That was my birthday weekend.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. Because it was definitely in that time. And I remember. But what's the date? Well, wasn't it in July? But my birthday's in May.
No.
That's what.
It wouldn't have been Fergie and what's his name?
No.
It was
It was
Diana.
definitely
Yeah,
Charles
yeah.
and Di. It was Charles and Di. I'm sure it was.
Wow.
Because my mother bought me a gold chain.
29th of July, 1981.
Oh, 29th July, 1981. So that's not when. But it was that year. It was that year. I had a party, and it was riotous. And yes, I did. I'm in the same house. I'm trying to work out where I was. I was in the same house. Yeah.
Nice.
And 21st birthdays were a big thing then. 18 birthdays were kind of a thing, but 21st birthday was when
That
you
was
got
the
the
biggie.
key to the door.
Exactly.
Remember the keys?
Were they massive?
They were
Yeah.
great big plastic things that you bought in the gift shop, in the card shop. Sometimes they were silver, and everyone gave you a key for your, there's your birthday, or a glass with 21, 20, you know,
Written on it,
because
yeah.
you got, I know, you don't
So
do it
tacky.
anymore. It is tacky now, but it was one of those things, 1981. Yes, I had very, very long red hair
Did you?
and curly red hair, and yeah, I was much smaller. Yeah, I was 21.
21 today.
No.
It's not how it goes, is it? I was trying to sing it.
No, it
there.
is.
It is.
21 today, 21 today. You've got the key at the door, never been 21 before. And it goes on. But
And we're 21 weeks.
I know, we're
Nice.
21 weeks. We are 21 weeks. So, Caf,
Yes.
how do people find us? Oh, by the way, thank you for the coffee, Linda King. That was delightful.
Yeah, thanks, Linda.
Bless you so much for that.
Good luck
Really
with the show this
appreciate
week.
it.
Yes.
Good luck with the show this week. Yeah, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
So-
People can find us on, coffee.com is where you go for giving us a bit of cash, which is ko-fi.com/Our Town Has Plenty. And then you can also get us on Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube channel, which is the best thing because then you can subscribe and you'll be alerted as to when anything's coming up that we've done. So
There's lots of ways to find us. So we realised we were going through different routes. So I Google, right, because I see, where are we? When we first started, Our Town only had references to the play Our Town, which is a big American play. And it doesn't now. So when you go in and put Our Town Has Plenty in Google, it takes you straight to RSS, which will take you straight to YouTube and Spotify and Apple.
All the different
Goes to
platforms,
all the
yeah.
different platforms. So you can watch us and listen to us on anything really. And you can do your ironing to us. You can do your cooking to
I
us.
heard someone
do
was
your
making a
homework.
frock to us the other
Yes,
day, which is so nice.
absolutely.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good to have a cup of tea. Some people sit down with a glass of wine
They
and
do.
watch us. Which
Some
is
people watch us and
lovely.
poke fun. It's fine. We poke fun anyway. We're good at that. You will never poke fun harder than we poke fun at ourselves.
That's right.
Because we're good at that. And so we're what we will be doing is just to let you know that we'll be taking a break. So when because being parents, childcare and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So during the
Summer holidays.
Christmas, summer, Easter,
All of it.
summer holidays, we will need a break. and because childcare's a thing, and we want to go off and play and go on holiday and stuff like that. So, but we will be furnishing the podcast with lots of little bits of nonsense, which is you'll see us about, and you'll see us talking about what's going on, and there'll be little things,
blips and blops, squeaks, and shouts, and
we will
screams.
not forget. But the actual structure of the podcast itself will just for that little brief time.
Take a breather.
Take a breather.
We all need to.
Because exactly.
Every now and again.
Everyone needs to down, because it's very important for all our health, mental and otherwise emotional, to take a break. So just letting you know, but that's not until further on next month.
Yeah, that's right. And if you do want to email us with your shout outs, it's ourtownhasplenty@gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
And I think that is it. Don't forget your tickets for Glensstonbury.
Come and find me, but you'll have to come find me with cash because I don't have a doodly-doo. So, you know a doodly-doo? Doodly-doo? Doodly-doo?
I know exactly.
That's what a doodly-doo is? Yeah. So come and avail yourself of these because this will be hilarious. And we can hang out. It'll be great. It'll be damn right. Absolutely.
Okay.
So, Our Town. Thank you, Jamie, the movie maker.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Rat.
Cheers,
darling.
darling.
Love you loads.
All right. Our Town has plenty.
Our Town has plenty.